Good morning, Carl Jarman. This is Kent. It's Thanksgiving, and I thought I would do this yesterday, but I ran out of time. This is the house and the garage from the street, and I thought I'd just give you a quick impression of what the site is if we add on to the dining room side. I'm going to walk down the slope and then turn this back on. So here's the driveway again, and this is the side of the garage, and you know, it's a detached garage. Everything's built up on posts, and this is actually the current property line that I'm standing on. So between easement, etc., we probably can't build any further out than this existing garage. And then just over the little fence here, you can see the dining room, and I'll just walk a little bit closer. And so you can kind of get a feel for the space. So there's some Monterey pine and some junipers that are here. This is currently my property, and it would be deeded over, although this is easement for fire access. And here is the space that this addition would go on, that would span from this edge of the garage I'm looking up to. And these pavers were put down in here to make a patio that I wouldn't spend much time in, but it does get sun. And this is the street side of the dining room. And just to the left there of the dining room, 3 windows, is that little jog that you see on the plan. And that's actually in the dining room. And then just to the left of that, which is then flush with the front door, is the current railing. And between that railing and that little jog is where I was conceiving a hallway that would connect the garage. And actually, Janet, if we built on this side, sort of like that idea of being able to walk from the garage into the house. And here you can see this mishmash of deck. This deck is kind of consistent throughout the community, and it's similar on my house, but it's a little bit awkward, and most likely where you see the steps down, you would fill in to have a flush deck that would span from the existing master bedroom side of the house, which is the window you see straight ahead there. That's right off the bathroom in the master bedroom. So a deck that's all level that would span from that side to the addition is my guess. And I'll just try not to belabor this too much, but just walk down and show you the space. Again, this is looking into the dining room, and this is looking back. The sunlight through there with that juniper is up toward the street. And now I'm standing in the middle of that tiled patio, about what would be in the bedroom of an addition here. And I was conceiving that this has to go away, because that becomes solid wall, or a comfortable open, you know, 2 2-by doors or something that can be closed for privacy and noise if Casey's sleeping in this room. But so my hand's a little bit above ground level, so if I hold up, that's kind of the view over here from the windows that you saw jutting out from the corner. And then I'm sort of panning up toward my house, so I'm looking right over the fence here, and then you can see my house there, and I keep panning and you can see the garage. So the way that sketch that I sent you was taking this edge of the garage and bringing it really right along the fence line here, and so it would end up sticking out. So this kind of a view is kind of what you'd see from that orientation. Now I've just turned back around and again just sort of panning where that entry deck is and would probably be reconfigured. Master bedroom window and the front door right behind this holly tree. It's blue. I'll walk around here, grab my cup of coffee, desperately needed, and again I think I'm imagining this to be, most people have looked at it, kind of a flush deck, and that's the existing front door, and you can see the top of the roof goes I don't know, 45-degree roof, whatever that is, goes up to that point where the window is, and then there's a it basically is the same slope going the other way down to the forest. And sorry about the sun in your eyes there, so you can see how that banks from that point. So right inside there is the living room ceiling. So here's the front deck. I'm standing on the doormat at the front door, and that's the detached garage. The space, if the addition goes over there, again spans the green in between what you see. The new addition would pretty much come right up to where this railing and bench are. If there's a hallway like what we had drawn, it would be between this railing going into the siding and the edge there before that little 1-foot jog. The other reason to show you this is you get a feel for the difference in elevation between the slab in the garage, the floor of the garage, and the living surface. So I'm standing on the deck that you see right here, and it's 4 steps down. I did measure that at one point, but it's 4 steps down to get from the garage to this level, and those were the steps that you saw in that sketch. I talked to Janet, and she felt that she would not ever take Casey in the van into the garage because the driveway is a little bit too steep, and she would do what she does now, which is unload him at the street level. So I'm walking up. This is an existing side door to the garage, and putting some gray pavers and slightly changing the contour of this driveway would look better, but it's probably hard to see the slope, but it's a little too much for most people to push the wheelchair up. So kind of conceiving tearing out this landscaping, if you want to call it that, and there's a retaining wall right to my right, which you see, and basically having a little flat area, probably walkway deck, that then spans the total of about 60 feet in order to get down and maybe finish right in the corner next to the master bedroom, that that this ramp could get him down to that level. I guess the ADA, or not ADA, but the recommendations of 1 inch per foot, and it's about 60 inches plus or minus, maybe a little, with a little landing to break it up, because that's required, and then kind of open landscaping that is deer resistant would go in between. Okay, well, and then I guess the last thing I'll do before turning this off and boring you to death is this is the master bedroom. So you can see it really faces the street. But those 2 windows are in the existing closet, and then there's that inside wall that sort of protects you from any noise. It's a pretty quiet street, but I never really liked master bedrooms that are on the street. You can hear a car starting up behind me, and then again that window on the right there is just outside the master bath. Okay,